I decided to learn more about heating chemical reactions for my science project. Heat chemical reactions, then the reactions will happen faster because the molecules in the water are given more energy when they are at a hot temperature. I researched what a chemical change was and what a chemical reaction was to make sure that the experiment that I was doing was a chemical reaction.
What does it mean what does a chemical reaction mean?
A chemical reaction is when a substance actually changes from one thing to another after a chemical change.
Water changes into ice. Is that a chemical reaction?
No, because a chemical reaction is not reversible. Water and turning into ice can be reversible by melting it.
What would be an example of a chemical reaction?
Some examples of chemical reactions are rusting or burning wood.
Okay. And what makes them chemical reactions?
They're chemical reactions because they can't be reversed. For example, is when the Alka-Seltzer tablet reacts with the hot and cold water. After the tablet is dissolved, you cannot get it. 5 to 10 minutes.
What did you do with the cold water first?
So I took cold tap water and I added lots of ice and waited about 5 to 10 minutes. After that, I dropped the Alka-Seltzer tablet into the water and let the reaction happen. I measured it by starting a timer at right when I dropped the tablet into the water. Before I dropped the tablet in, I also took the temperature of the water and wrote it down on a separate sheet of paper. For the hot water, I took hot tap water and I didn't let it cool, and right after I did that, I dropped in the tablet to it.
Did you find, what were the results? What are the results that you measured?
I found that the hot water tablet dissolved much faster than the cold one. For the first experiment that I did, I first measured the cold water, which was 37.5 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I took the temperature of the hot water, which was 127.1 degrees Fahrenheit. Then after I dropped in the tablets, I started the timer to see how long it would take. For the cold water, it took 3 minutes and 12 seconds for the whole reaction to happen. For the hot water, it took 11.11 seconds. I did 2 experiments to see if it would be different if you didn't use extremely hot water or extremely cold water. I found that no matter what you do, the hot water will still dissolve faster than the cold water. So a chemical reaction is a change of the substance into a new one that has a new chemical identity. A chemical change is when a new substance is formed and it is not reversible. So this is the chemical change is what leads up to the actual chemical reaction.
So again, is that like water freezing?
This is not like water freezing because.
Why?
Because you can reverse the water into ice, and you can melt the ice back into water.
Chemical reaction.
The chemical reaction is when the whole tablet dissolves into the water.
What you learned?
I learned that when chemical reactions happen, specifically for the heat and chemical changes, the molecules inside of the water bounce and vibrates to allow the reaction to happen faster.
If you were going to run this test again, what may be something that you might do further research on?
Something else I might do is see what effects heat has on other chemical reactions to see if it does the same thing or not.